microphone here. Okay, hello everyone, I am Neaxinok, and this is my Let's Play of Icewind Dale, the Enhanced Edition. So, let me get this set up here. Far enough away that you can hear me, but not so close that you can hear whatever weird mouth sounds I make. Okay, I think that's good. No. Okay. Should have done this beforehand. Okay, alright. We're good now. Get a little bit closer. Okay. So, yes. This is my first time playing through Icewind Dale. I mean, I did kind of dabble with it.
They say that history is the greatest of all teachers, and that tales of past deeds define who we are in the present, and what we shall be in the future.
I'm gonna just let this talk.
It is said that such tales shall, with each telling, illuminate us all with the light of truth. I shall tell you of such a tale. It is a tale quite familiar to me, for I have spent nearly a lifetime piecing it together and chronicling it here within this book. For years I have pondered its passages, studying every line, committing each word to memory. Perhaps now, in the telling of it, I shall at last find the answers I seek. Our story takes place in the northern region of Faerun, known as Icewind Dale. It is a harsh, frozen land, cut off from the rest of the world by a wall of jagged peaks called the Spine of the World. For centuries, the icy plains of the Dale have been home to the barbarian peoples of the Uthgard and Regedmund. Huddled together in small, closely knit tribes, the barbarians lived simple lives, free, proud, and fiercely independent.
Natural, as one does.
Until the day an archmage named Ericon came to Icewind Dale.
It's Archmage!
With an army of mercenaries, Ericon sought to conquer the north and force the fierce barbarians into slavery.
Oh no!
Long weeks of battle followed, and the scattered barbarian tribes suffered terrible losses. Defeat seemed inevitable. In their darkest hour, a barbarian shaman named Jared came forth and demanded a council between all the remaining tribes of the north. A respected warrior, Jared persuaded the council to put aside their differences and unite against Ericon. Strengthened by a new sense of purpose, the barbarians rallied behind their new leader. The combined might of the Northmen proved more than a match for Ericon, who had counted on the division of the tribes. Wave after wave of barbarian warriors tore into Ericon's hired army, forcing them on the defensive and ultimately into full retreat. As his army crumbled around him, Ericon had time for one last desperate act before his enemies descended upon him. Drawing upon his remaining power, the Archmage breached the planar boundaries, tearing open a portal to the lower planes. The foolish Archmage's cries of victory immediately turned to shrieks of terror as the hideous and twisted shapes of demonkind materialized from the portal and poured onto the battlefield. The sudden appearance of the demons drove the combatants, barbarian and mercenary alike, to turn to meet the new threat side by side. The remaining warriors bravely charged the portal to drive the hellspawn back and were slaughtered by the hundreds. As his people fell around him, the barbarian shaman, Jared, looked up from the blood-drenched snow of the battlefield and caught sight of a lone figure high upon a ridge in the distance. Jared immediately recognized this vision as an omen from his god Tempus, and in that instant, he knew what had to be done. Shouting cries to his god, he charged through the ranks of the demons and plunged into the portal. As Jared's blood fused with the energies of the portal, an explosion of white light engulfed the battlefield. When the light subsided, the demons were gone, and the portal was closed. In its place hovered a disk of solid stone. Frozen within the center of the disk was Jared's body, locked in his final moment of agony, in his final moment of triumph, for all eternity. But that is not the end of our tale. It is but the beginning.
Imagine buying this game and that was the entire game. So, yeah. It's the first time I ever remember watching that. So, as I was saying, I have done a little bit in this game, mostly because I did try to play this 2 weeks ago or something like that. And then I found out that my microphone, among other things, wasn't connected properly. And I wanted to restart anyway. It'll be with the same characters that I had before. So we'll just set all these up. And also a slight change of playstyle compared to what I did last time as well. So I suppose I'll explain my characters a little bit here. I have a Skald in the party. Because of the weird way experience in the level cap works, she'll probably be the one to reach the pinnacle of her power first. Excuse me there. But yeah, so one of the things about this game is that past at 3 million and more experience points, you just do not get like any epic level abilities like you could in Baldur's Gate, the Throne of Ball. So pretty much the only classes that are worthwhile are those that get things at those levels, which pretty much already throws out like a bunch of different fighter and thief classes. The casters get it for no other reason than just because they get more spells per day and spells known. And certain fighter and thief classes because they do get other bonuses at every level. Skald in this case gets bardic music, I think up till level 20 or so. After that, it's just spells per day that they get. But they do get some stuff, and unfortunately though, she will max out in her power far before anyone else. Zedric here is going to be a Kensei Druid. All I have to do is make sure he survives to that point, because holy crap, did he just keep dying. But the idea behind him is, in addition to having my other healers in the party, you'd also be able to, I don't know, turn into a bear and get all these fine bonuses while doing so. Yeah. So, in the Baldur's Gate games, I've also noticed that they don't use... It says they don't use ranged weapons in the Baldur's Gate games. But they do get, like... You know what? I don't think I've ever built a Kensei in Baldur's Gate before. Kensai, I'm sorry. I don't think I have played a Kensai in Baldur's Gate before. But anyway, as I recall, I am supposed to also be able to use, say, throwing weapons. And not being able to do that makes me sad. But it makes sense. It actually follows up with what the class is actually supposed to do, and not just a sneaky way to get around it, like is the exact kind of thing that I would do in that kind of situation. But anyway, so yeah, Kensei Druids sound like it would be awesome, so this is going to be my chance to try it out. Nedvik here is a Shadow Dancer, and will eventually dual class into Mage. Because, of course I will. Hypothetically, though, they do also get stuff all the way up to level 30, so this would also be a worthwhile thing to take to that point. Not much else to say about it. Shadow Dancers are awesome, and I love them. Saima here. Is an Invoker right now, but I will eventually have her dual class into Cleric, because of course I will. Having both Mage and Cleric abilities is awesome. The only reason I'm not a Cleric first and then a Mage is because I actually want her to be a, full Cleric. And apparently I can also be an 18th level Mage and be a 30th level Cleric, so that's exactly what I'm doing. Because it's better than going the other way around. So, he's a Stalker, also gets abilities going all the way up till whatever level. Also gets these fun abilities, and will also be doing dual classing into Cleric. So, and this is my party Archer. So if you may have noticed, I don't have a Cleric right now, which is another problem, and I won't for a very long time. This is going to be an issue because A, I am playing the game on Iron Man, and B, the difficulty will be...
Our tale begins here, in the quiet fishing village of East Haven, one of the so-called 10 towns of Icewind Dale. The tiny community is hardly a town, but rather a collection of ramshackle huts crowded together upon the icy shores of Lech Dineshire. Here, within a dimly lit tavern, a group of travelers sit huddled around a table, swapping tales and making grand plans for the future, completely unaware of the part they are to play in the events that are about to unfold.
Indeed. So as I was saying, I plan on playing on difficulty, the insane difficulty setting. I will not, however, be playing with the double damage that it normally does.
New face in town, eh? Well met, stranger. The name is Hrothgar, originally of Hillsfar. But now, after years of traveling up, down, and under Faerun, I am content to call this town my home. Who might you be?
Hello, Jim Cummings.
Well then, welcome to East Haven. Whatever your business in these parts might be, I would offer you this small piece of advice. While you're in my town, you do well to be on your best behavior.
We don't have a paladin in the party this time, but we do have a bunch of goodies. Well, 4 goodies and 2 neutrals, if I remember correctly. But anyway, so unlike my Baldur's Gate playthroughs, I won't actually be reading anything. I'll let the voiceover do its work, but I won't be doing
These
any of my
folk are
own.
under my protection, and anyone who would seek to do harm to them in any way shall answer to me. That said, I'll let you get back to your cups. I'm sure you've had a long journey, and you'll find there's no better way to shake off the cold of the road than by downing a few mugs of Grisella's best.
Yeah, but no.
And if you're in need of lodging, I would recommend talking to Quimby over at the Snowdrift Inn, over on the east side of town. Equipment and supplies can be purchased next door, at Pomab's Emporium. Pomab's prices are a bit high, even for a Kalashite. But you'd be better off well-equipped and short of coin than the other way around. Ill-prepared travelers don't last long in these parts.
Good old D&D racism.
Once you've had a chance to rest up and get your bearings, come by and see me at my house. It's just a couple doors west of here. There's some business I would discuss with you. Farewell.
Of course, are Kalashites even a different color than... what area of Faerun is this? It's in 10 towns. It's like on the North Sword Coast or something. I think it's just considered to be in the north. Whatever. Anyway, let's begin our thing. So, as I was saying, let's get to gameplay. I've already kind of said it here just because of, the little bit that I did last time. So, I won't be doing the additional damage just because I kind of really hate that. I want it on insane setting, not because, but what am I trying to say? I went it on insane setting just because of all the extra enemies I'd get to face, and I do think that's worth the bonus experience points that I could earn out of that, or at least it's something that I definitely need between now just to survive for these next few levels. But I think this me doing an Iron Man run of this kind of justifies me taking the extra experience. I think it does. But that's just me. So what I am going to do is I'm going to set up all of my characters. I really wish that the scripting for this game was more like Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. So anyway, that character will therefore do bardic music instead of attacking. Although it's probably more important at this stage that she do attacking, although I'll probably have to keep going in here just to remember what these controls do. Pressing the D toggles the setting and causes the bard to sing constantly, which is stupid. Note that the bard won't attack opponents or defend herself while singing the bard song. Pressing the V key toggles this setting and causes the bard to stop singing and start attacking the nearest enemy. So yeah, there's that. So you, Mr. Kensai, I suppose should do a standard attack. So there's not really a whole lot he can do except aside from a standard attack, but I can also do spellcaster attack, which I think I'm going to have my more missile-bound characters deal with. He'll act more defensively. Gotta be cautious and just not... This would probably be the smarter script for me to do, but I'm not particularly smart, so instead you will defend our resident spellcasters. At least until you become one. And as for you... Thief Control is the one that I want, just because... a setting that causes us to stop using his skills and start attacking the enemy. But yeah. Yes, we want that. Just to get him to actually detect traps if we're not doing anything else in the middle of combat. Yes. Glad I had everyone's intelligence at 18. Anyway, you, being the party mage, are just to stand back and use ranged attacks, and I will actually do the spells myself, just like I did in Baldur's Gate. You... yeah, that seems about right. As for you, my best warrior in this group, because holy crap. Built essentially just like Fanoa from my Baldur's Gate run. You will be spellcaster attack. So anyway, everyone has their free quarterstaff, but only you. 580 gold. And you can actually use it. Isn't that a thing that is true? Actually, can I even sell these? Give these to you just in case I can sell those to the merchant. She's definitely... this nice lady is definitely going to be my carrying bag. Okay. Let's, need some other decisions.
I'm off.
So even though he has the second highest charisma in the party, I definitely don't want him in the front. Wow, okay. She's fine. He's fine. I actually want to switch